Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the CSGO Clutch podcast, sponsored by Prize Picks. My name is Adam Cohn. I am your host, joined by a kind of, sort of salty co-host Dan Welch. Dan, what is going on? I know Double Pony's back on the slate, so there is a little bit of a reason to be salty. The Double Pony got past Team Vitality. They owe us some money, Dan.
Bastards. They sure do. I mean, that was the last. I think that was the last slate where I actually had some money to play. And guess where it is now?
Being fed to Zywee's bank account?
Yeah. Such horse doo-doo. And, yeah, I mean, this whole, drama, nip thing.
I can't believe it.
Thing. It's just exhausting. And in my mind, it only hurts the game itself. But it sounds like they went by the rules, and fair is fair.
That's why there's rules in place. I need to listen to HLTV confirm for the week. I want to hear their take. Apparently, Sponge ranted again. So Sponge rants are always a fun time.
Oh yeah.
I love listening to Sponge and Machine and just all these other casters. You learn so much.
Yeah.
So
yeah, they have a lot of good info.
They do. Alrighty, Dan. Well, no lineup review today, but we're gonna do a little housekeeping here first. So first things first is, folks, if you could hit that like button and hit that subscribe button and leave a comment down below, that'd be greatly appreciated. Really helps us out for the YouTube algorithms and however else they do things behind the scenes at YouTube. Really, really helps us out. Hit that notification bell next to the subscribe button. That way there you all know every single time one of these podcasts drop. Second piece of housekeeping, also, go sign up with our friends over at Prize Picks. They have an amazing promo going on right now. Use the promo word CLUTCH. Again, that's promo code CLUTCH. And new depositors get a 100% deposit bonus up to $100. Excuse me, it's an awesome promo that you really don't see in the industry anymore. Prize Picks, I think, is the future of DFS. It's kind of a nice, happy mix between DFS and sports betting. It's a really cool, unique model. And as always, our Prize Picks segment will be at the end of the podcast. But Dan, now that I've gotten all the promo stuff out of the way with, we love our sponsors over at Prize Picks.
Sure do.
I've plugged the YouTube stuff. I've teased this now for almost a month. It's time. It's time for the announcement that I've already teased. It is the Twitter announcement. Ladies and gentlemen, we have a Twitter. You can now follow us on Twitter at CSGO Clutch Pod. That's CSGO Clutch Pod. I will have all that information along with all the Prize Picks information in the comments down below the video. So click that word more, and you'll see the CSGO Twitter account. You will see the Prize Picks link. You'll see all that fun stuff, or the Prize Picks code rather, as well as the description of the video. So yes, all announcements regarding the podcast, whether on or off, we're going to try sticking to that Twitter account. So head over to Twitter and search for the CSGO Clutch Pod at CSGO Clutch Pod. Dan, we got a Twitter. It's like we're official or something.
I know. I'm just looking at the account right now, and it's a beautiful logo. So
it is a beautiful logo.
Hard work, Adam, getting this.
I would like to thank our graphics designer. Her name is Hannah. Great lady.
Thanks, Hannah.
Thank you, Hannah. And she is an awesome person. She's a great graphic designer, and she's got something else she's working on for us for the podcast as well. A nice YouTube thumbnail that'll be coming soon. We're working on some of the I'm working on some of the details with her now, and then that'll be coming very soon. So, but yeah, we have a Twitter. It's very exciting. We're going to post all of our links to Twitter regarding the podcast. And speaking of Twitter, you can follow Dan on Twitter at Wandelch, WANDELCH. And you can follow me on Twitter at AdamWX21. And yes, we're going to have all the announcements regarding the podcast. We're going to have a bunch of cool stuff going on over there. Whether it's following different CSGO accounts or things of that nature. But We're happy we have a Twitter. If we have any announcements like, hey, podcast night off, or things like that, you want to ask us questions, feel free to reach out to us over there. We'll be happy to answer any questions and come check us out. And I should mention we have another announcement coming soon. It's not quite done yet. I'm working on it. Dan and I are working on it. And that's another pretty big announcement. It's going to have something to do more than just Twitter. So we will get there soon enough. But I'll leave that teaser in there. Dan? Dan, are you still with us?
Adam?
Yes.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you now.
Okay. Good. All right. Yeah.
Seriously, we started off the pre-show meeting with the Verizon Wireless commercial. Are you really transitioning that to the podcast?
It was unintentional.
But so well played.
Good. Good.
All right. Are you ready to talk about the slate?
I am.
Let's do it.
I think my dog is too.
Your dog's ready to talk about the slate too? Excellent. We'll get his opinion. His or her.
I can tell he's about to yell at me. It's just just be forewarned. There may be a dog barking.
Oh boy. All right, let's start off with this slate with one of the most interesting games on the slate, and that's Hyenas versus Anonymous. Okay, so again, Dan, I apologize. HLTV had Cajun B as a stand-in for Hyenas. Fessor is still on HLTV now instead of Cajun B, so we believe I'm going with Fessor as playing.
Yeah, I think they cleared it up on HLTV that it was always going to be Fessor. I think.
Got it. I don't think that changes anything for me here on the slate, Dan. I think we still play Anonymous. And so we'll go over to the Pinnacle Odds. This game is very surprising. You and I were talking briefly about a pre-show. Anonymous are a minus 198 favorite against the Hyenas. Wow.
Good reason. They deserve it. And I think they're going to crush these guys because they're probably on a little bit of a little bit salty and just ready to wreck whoever's next.
That's not a bad thing. And Hyenas are still getting their act together.
Yeah, exactly.
I think Hyenas take it 3. Like, we know the Old North team like to play on overpass, and we saw how very much Anonymous do not like overpass, considering they got crushed 16-3 by Nip. So I think this could go 3. I think Anonymous tweak it out, but for DFS purposes, if you want to play some Kirby, some Fessor, some Gade, I'm still not playing Borup. I'm still not playing Minio. I'm sorry, I'm not playing Borup. I don't mind some AZ 5200. Gade's $4,200. I don't mind taking some shots on them and some MMEs, but if I'm single entering, I'm sticking with Anonymous. And I'm not going back to the well on Minio. His stats weren't good to begin with. Oops, did I say that out loud?
Yeah, I would recommend playing him if you need a salary saver.
I mean, if you're MMEing, sure. I'm not playing Minio in a single entry. You and I are going to get into a fantastic salary saver that I know you and I are interested in playing. People out there may not be interested in it, but he's sub $5,000. We'll get there in a couple of games. Okay. So, if you want some other salary savers, I don't mind AZ or Gade. If you're MMEing, I don't mind Minio at all. The ones I'm going to be focusing on are Kai and Snacks and Kyler. I don't mind playing some Innocent either, but I think for me, it's focus on Kai. He's the ace of the team. I think Snacks is the IGL. He'd be the second one I focus on. Kyler, we even saw it when he was part of the Aves roster. He has talent. It's up and down. I mean, he's still very, very young. And Innocent being the veteran of the team, I think really helps him out as like that veteran presence in game. He didn't do much against Snip, but it's Snip, and we know how good Innocent can be. He was part of the Mad Lions roster for a little bit. He's a good player. So I think for me, I'm focusing on Kai and Snacks. I know they're expensive. Kai is at 9,200. Snacks at 8,400. Kyler's only at 72, but Innocent's at 64. Minio is at 54. I don't mind it at all, but I think it's Kai and Snacks for me in like a single entry if you want to play anyone from this team. Thoughts?
I like Innocent. Um, and for that price, yeah, I mean that's a worthy investment, I think. Especially maybe he'll be overlooked because I think most people will gravitate. How do you say that? Gravitate towards Kai
Gravitating.
and Smith. Yeah. Um, and yeah, and I mean for single entry, I'm not even going anywhere near hyenas. So
Yeah,
there you
that's
have it.
also, sir, completely fair. Okay. I don't think what the
So
president.
in conclusion, for me, all of Anonymous is in play.
Yeah, I agree with that. Especially if
Okay.
MMA, but like my favorite two are Kai and Snacks. And if you play anyone from Hyenas, it's Kirby. Now look, we have a 3-game slate. I don't recommend any run backs. There are 6 teams. There are 30 players.
No.
I do not recommend any run backs on this slate. I don't think that's the way you should go. I think we're going to probably see a 3-2-1 as optimal. I think we could see a 2-2-2 optimal. It's quite possible we could have a 3-3 optimal because Astralis is
Yep.
playing double pony. No offense to double pony.
That does happen.
It does. Let's get here into the second game on the slate. This shouldn't take too long. Double pony versus Astralis. Thanks for coming, double pony. On to the lower bracket.
Yeah. See you later.
Astralis wins 2-0. Astralis stomps double pony.
I
Bubsky's
mean,
the highest priced player on this slate at 10,200. What are you doing with this
that's a
game?
little bit of a stretch.
A little.
I mean, I think there's some other players where you can make Bubsky fit and Magis, but um, I don't know that I like Dupree just because his results with the op haven't been that great.
Yeah, Dupree seems to be transitioning to an opera-like role. He doesn't look comfortable with it.
No,
I mean,
I've seen other people pick it up here and there, and
it's also like map specific, like on Vertigo. Magisk has held it, Glaive has held it. I think
okay,
like it's very different. But this is don't overthink this, folks. All of
don't
Astralis are in play.
yes,
Double pony are not in play. If you want to take a shot on one run back in a large field MME, and I mean it like low ownership, look, this isn't team vitality that is clearly broken. If
right,
you played
good
double
point.
pony, you made your money. This is
Yeah,
not a jump on spot. If there's one player from double pony, it's body.
I mean NBK for 4,000 is pretty cheap, but I mean,
There's a reason he's 4,000.
I mean, if you absolutely want like everybody that's expensive, maybe
We're
NBK is
getting
worth
to
it.
our
But
favorite salary saver, where people may or may not shut the podcast off afterwards, which we encourage everyone not to do. But I look, if you want to take the variance route, if you think double pony actually have a chance of beating Astralis, not even having a chance of beating them, they have to beat Astralis, and they have to outfrag Astralis to be DFS optimal.
good
Double
point.
pony can win, but Dan, how many times have we seen teams win in a 2-1 or a 2-0 and not be optimal?
Too many. Too many.
They have to outfrag Astralis. Good luck.
Yeah.
Again, if you're playing the variance route, and I know we have our listeners out there that play that route, I'm totally fine with that. I would emphasize it's really an MME format type of deal. And if double pony beat Astralis, double pony is going to be what? Sub 10% ownership on everybody? Would be my guess. If they're sub 10% for everybody, you'll make your money up. because you'll be way ahead of the rest of the field. Astralis are going to be chalk. They're good chalk. Play the chalk. You can get different with Hyenas and Anonymous. You can get different with Mouse and Big. Astralis are the chalk. Astralis are the team to build around. Go from there. If you really want to take shots in Double Pony, Lucky, Body, that's it. I don't know much about Afro. Dejoko wasn't a high stat fragger. That game came out of nowhere last time. We know what NBK is from his many years on OG. MMEs only. Large fields only. 15% exposure should get you over the field. My opinion. I don't think anyone from this Double Pony lineup exceeds 10%.
Yeah, there's plenty of other places I think you can take a risk.
I mean, Body might end up getting plus 10% ownership. Lucky might get plus 10%. Fine. If you want to be a little overweight to them, I'm okay with that. It's not a spot I'm going to. This 9 out of 10 times, or what should be 10 out of 10 times, but it's variance. 9 out of 10 times Astralis should win this match. 7 out of 10 times Astralis should win this 2-0. That's my opinion. And that's only my opinion. Dan, what do you think?
I'm in full agreement. Yeah, I mean, it might not even take very much to get over the field in MME on some of these guys, so you don't have to go too crazy.
That's like I was saying, 15, 20%.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
I mean, now
I could see like maybe Joko just because of recency bias and Body because of recency bias.
Body's good though. Body's good.
Yeah. Oh yeah. No, they're not. It's not like they're bad, but
no, he's a good player. It's just you're going up against Astralis.
Yeah, who's looking pretty crisp.
And Astralis again, they're not Team Vitality that are clearly broken. They're broken.
I think that's the most important point of the night.
Yeah, like Team Vitality are broken. There's something up there. Did they advance in Flashpoint? I think they did. They advanced to the next round, but like we could have a final. Oh yeah, they knocked off OG, which was surprising in its own right. Lose to Double Pony. Yeah. Beat Astralis. Beat OG. Go figure. So I think there's something just clearly wrong with Team Vitality.
Yeah.
Astralis has had time to figure it out. They're not broken. Astralis is not broken. All they did was lose device. Huge blow. It's not like they lost a 6-man roster, incorporating a new player. Bubsky has had months to practice with this team. Months. This isn't like Kyojin. This isn't like they're going back from the Vera 6-man lineup to the 5-man lineup. Replacing RPK. There's probably some other stuff going on there. I have no idea. But I don't think we really need to spend that much more time on this game.
No.
So, alright, with that being said, let's get on to the game that is going to be so much fun to watch. All the games are going to be fun to watch, but this is what I'm looking forward to. Mouse Sports versus Big. Oh, buddy. We've teased it the entire podcast, Dan. My favorite value play on the slate, and I think might be yours, Dexter is $4,600. Yes, yeah, I'm going right back to the Dexter well against Fnatic, where Dexter, by the way, had 82 Draftkings points.
He's the highest rated mouse sports player in this tournament.
How about that?
More than Rops. And Acor is even at 1.5. Rops is at 1.51. Dexter is 1.52. I mean, that's insane.
Don't give away your core for the slate, Dan. Jeez, just build a lineup for the people.
And that's against Fnatic game complexity.
Yeah, and obviously Fnatic are broken. They're, yeah, I mean, they held their own, but still.
Like, yeah.
All right. 82 DraftKings points at $5,000. Yes, please. If Dexter gets me 60 points at 4,600, that might be optimal. You and I were actually playing around with a Captain Dexter lineup at $6,900. You can fit 3 of the high-priced players in comfortably.
I'm doing it.
I look. I don't know
What
if I'm
Dexter
going.
and Mages?
Look, I don't know if I'm doing that. If I'm going that far, but I definitely want some exposure to Dexter on the slate. Talk to me about the rest of this game besides Dexter.
Um,
And
I
to
mean,
give you some
I really
odds,
do think this could go either way.
yeah. Well, I mean, if you go to the Pinnacle Odds, and then you can finish up your point. Mouse Sports a minus 137 favorite. Big's only a plus 113 underdog. So it's closer. Mouse Sports a slight favorite. Go ahead.
Yeah, I think people gravitate towards big in these types of matchups where it's close, and I think that will be true again tomorrow. And sometimes when it's a pick 'em or like it's really close, I look at the form rankings, and Mouse Sports does have a little bit better form right now, in recent form. And not only that, but they're both going to get probably their top map picks. So these are going to be close for sure. You could almost definitely do a run back here or there.
This is the game, and I agree with you. If you're doing a run back, it's from this game.
Yeah.
That I'd be okay with. But again, if you want to do a 3-2-1 when you want to avoid, let's just say you want to outright avoid the Hyenas Anonymous game,
Mm-hmm.
fine.
Yeah.
This is a game I wouldn't mind taking a 2-1 from. But again, I wouldn't advocate for that in a single entry, but your point to a large field GPP for that strategy, I think it's viable. So,
Yeah.
is there anyone in any of these two teams that you really like? I mean, Searson stands out at 8,200. Rops is 9,000. Acor's at 7,000. Tabson sticks out like a sore thumb at 6,800.
Yeah, I could see Tapson being a good play.
And we know
I
when
mean, they
Tabson's
usually,
playing well, he smashes.
yeah, that'd be a really good run back actually, because the whole like if my theory is that mouse sports win because they have better form, blah blah blah, and then Tabson has to step it up in some weird spots where he's got a clutch, then that could be a really good run back. And especially for 6,800, it's not like you're putting all your eggs in one basket with Xantaras or Searson.
Right.
Um,
I kind
so
of don't mind playing. I will. Tabson's sticking out to me like a sore thumb, like just a great gut play.
me same here. I'm glad you mentioned it because it really is.
All right. So now I'm actually interested in maps.
Dust 2 nuke.
Yeah, that's kind of what I'm thinking too. Let's take a look. Let's go to
And
top
he
tier.
can go off on Dust 2. I've seen it when they're rushing that B site or A site actually.
Yeah, they're two of Tabson's better maps for what it's worth, in my opinion. So let's see if the bans are going to be such a pain in the butt to figure out. These players have a full 7 map pool. It's not like either one of these teams have a permaban anymore. So if I'm Mouse Sports, like let's say Big get the first ban, I'd ban Inferno. They have a 0% win rate on it in 5 maps. Just outright ban Inferno, and I'm okay with that. If you're Mouse Sports, you can do several things. You can duke it out on Overpass, you can duke it out on Vertigo, or do you take Dust 2 away from Big?
It's a possibility.
You could take Mirage away, which is their second best map. Let's take a look how Mouse Sports have done on this. They have 2 losses in a row on this map, both in DreamHack. They lost 17-16 to FaZe and 12-16 to G2. They beat Complexity 16-12, lost to G2 back in IEM Summer, the close qualifier for IEM Summer, 14-16, but then beat the teams they should have beat K23, beat Fnatic, beat Skade, and they beat G2 the first time in ESL Pro League 16-12. They also lost to Nip, Vitality, and FaZe. Closer matchups in ESL Pro League with this core. Do you take that out, or we go over here to their Dust 2, where their Dust 2 stats are better? They beat big on this back in the close qualifier, 16-12, on Dust 2. If we head to this game, let's go here, and we go to the best of 3. Dexter was -3, A-Core was +22. And the maps were Nuke and Dust 2. On Nuke, Dexter was +3, Rops was +4. It was more of an even matchup here on Nuke, and Dust 2, A-Core just went off. So, could we see this? Sure. If you want to go there. But, like, it's a really open map pool. We could see Overpass, we could see Vertigo. I think we're going to see Nuke and Dust 2. I think Mouse Sports will ban Mirage.
I do too.
I wouldn't say it's map specific. I kind of want to say tabseN's kind of map specific. When he plays great he can play bad on Nuke and Dust 2, or he can play great on Nuke and Dust 2. It's like let's take a look. Let's go online.
I'm sure it's up and down. Yeah, it's not like
and
I would say there's some high variance.
Yeah, and folks, if you are watching on YouTube and not just listening to this, if you see what I'm doing, I am on hltv.org and I am literally playing around with stats, and it's so customizable, and you can do whatever. Like right now, I'm going to go to online over the last 3 months specifically for tabseN and Dust 2. He's got a 1.02 kill to death ratio with a 78 ADR, a 0.68 KPR. If I take that to the last month, they're about the same. If I take a look at the last month on Nuke, he's dominating. He's got an 83.3% ADR. It's like 83.3 ADR with a 1.04 kill to death ratio over the last month. If I go 3 months, it's about the same. Oh, that's on Dust 2, so I mean, remove that. Wait, it's even better. Yeah.
That's what's even better.
Oh, yeah, it's even better. So tabseN's been crushing on Nuke lately. 1.24 impact rating with a 1.07 kill to death ratio, 92.1 ADR. It's like Zywu territory. A 0.79 KPR. Insane. Let's go over the last 3 months. Stats are still great. I mean, if we get Nuke and Dust 2, I think tabseN is seriously in play.
Yeah.
I also want to point out to everybody one last piece of housekeeping before we get into our last segment here. I have been terribly neglecting to mention this, Dan. But, terribly neglecting to mention this. However, I would like to let everybody know that if you are new to Counter-Strike DFS, I did, late last year, or in the fall of last year, I did a Counter-Strike DFS tutorial, CSGO DFS 101, let me try this again. CSGO DFS Tutorial 101 video, and it's posted on RotoGrinders. So if you head over to rotogrinders.com, it's a free video to watch. You head over to their esports section, and you will see the CSGO DFS 101 tutorial video. Or it's CSGO DFS Tutorial 101 as they call it. And I take you through about a half hour of content from understanding the game of Counter-Strike at a very basic level, the game of CSGO at a very basic level. I take you through the hltv.org and I walk you through how to go search and do your research. I take you into the scoring of Draftkings. And then I take you into what a slate can look like, I believe. It's been a while. But it's a very helpful, informative video. For any of you that are newer out there listening to this podcast, that video also is going to be linked on our Twitter account. I will have it as a pinned tweet. Dan, I think you've checked it out before. if I'm not
Yeah, a
mistaken.
while ago. I think when you first posted it.
Yep. So I've
It was
done
good. It was very good.
I've done some CS:GO DFS blogs for Roto Grinders in the past, and then Dan and I launched this podcast. So it's a good tutorial if anyone out there wants like a refresher or to understand some other things. I go through it. It's just over a half hour's long video, but it's got a lot of content in it. So like everything I was just doing on hltv.org, you can get some of that basic stuff in that tutorial video. Dan, anything else you want to talk about with mouse sports versus big?
Nope.
All right, let's get
Just
into it.
yeah, I like the tabs and call.
Yeah.
So yeah, let's go.
Everyone from that game, by the way, with the exception of Tizian, for me is in play. Just in case Dan and I didn't make that clear. For me, that's everyone's in play, except for Tizian. Sorry, Dan.
Not for me. I would definitely play Tizian.
Of course you would. All right, Dan, let's get into it. It's time for our core value, large field GPP, and favorite team stack segment. Give us one of each. Go.
Core, I'm going to go with Rops.
I like it.
Value, Dexter.
Yep.
BPP, Snacks.
I like the snacks call.
Thanks.
Favorite team stack, if you have one.
Favorite team stack is going to be Astralis.
Agreed. All right, my core play is Bubsky. No surprise. Value, Dexter. And if you all want a second value play, Minio, Body. One of those two as well. I like them as well. We've gone over a lot of value plays already, but I don't mind Minio and Body as some like contrarian value. GPP play for me is going to be Kirby to get different in your large field.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Yep, to get different in your large field GPPs. Okay, my favorite team stack as well. No surprise here. It's Astralis. Dan,
I hope they win.
Astralis?
Yeah, because we're so. It seems like every time that we're like on a team together, it doesn't work out. But
We will see.
I think it will tomorrow.
All right, Dan. Here we go. It's time for our prize pick segment here on the podcast. Very excited about this. We have a ton of content here on the slate. We have Dan. Give us, because there isn't as much. Let's do. Thought it would be a little more, but it's fine. Not as many games going on tomorrow. Give us 2 picks.
I'm gonna go with Shane over, or well, it's SZEJ, and I don't know if they call him Shane. I think next one over.
Let's go, boys.
Over, yep, and then Bucky on the over
versus the new-looking Copenhagen Flames roster.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if you know this, Dan, but Copenhagen Flames actually are going to be playing with the new roster.
They got Roe and Zyphon.
Yep, they have Roe,
I know.
Roje, Hooksy, and Zyphon. I have no idea who Zyphon is.
Which is why I'm leaning towards Tricked.
Oh,
Bucky's really good.
You're going off of the it's a new team. You think he's going to smash.
Yeah.
Okay, exactly. I like that.
I'm glad you mentioned that.
Elan versus the Young Ninjas, 40.5. I'll take the over.
Yes, definitely. That's a good one.
Keep your eye out on prize picks as well. I'm sure we're going to have more content as well for the later games. I'll take... This is tough. This is tough. I gotta tell you, this is tough.
Sensei crushing. Like, hardcore crushing.
Who?
Sensei? I mean, he beat the over in, like, one map last time.
Oh.
So it's in between Elliot and Travis.
I kind of think I'm going to go Kirby over. He's going to have to perform if Hyenas have a chance of winning.
Yeah, definitely.
It's a really good line. I don't mind Nikado's under as well. And you think Sensei over?
Nikado's under? Oh, wow. Yeah, I guess that's probably a good call. Because he's their opera, so he's probably going to get squished.
Oh, is he?
But Yeah, yeah,
I think I was looking up his stats the other week. I don't know much of these other teams. That's why I started taking with the tier 1 guys.
yeah, he's the upper.
Cool.
Um,
All right. Anything else,
yeah,
Dan?
Sensei's. Okay, no, I'm good. I'm good.
Excellent.
Ready to go to bed, actually.
There you go. All right. So Dan's taking Lucky, Sensei, and Zen. He's taking the over on all three. I'm taking the under on Nikodos, the over on Elan, and as a ballsy call, I'm going to take the over on Kirby at 36.5. All right. Well, folks, we thank you for tuning in to the CSGO Clutch Podcast. Again, don't forget to hit the like button, leave a comment down below, and hit that subscribe button. Hitting that like and subscribe button does wonders for the YouTube algorithm, I think. It's what they tell me, what I hear. But yeah, we really appreciate it. Hit that notification bell next to the subscribe button so you know every single time when these podcasts drop. Dan, we'll be back for another Flashpoint slate tomorrow.
All right, buddy.
All right. Have a good night, everybody. Good luck on this slate, or good morning, whenever you're listening to this. Latest, peoples.